Hi, my name is Misty Cain. I'm going to be presenting a Universal Design Lesson Unit Plan for 3rd grade social studies. This unit is going to be on communities. This unit was designed by Misty Cain for a technology and special education course for East Carolina University. Today is May 1st, 2013. This lesson on communities is designed for the state of North Carolina for their standard course of study. I'm also going to be presenting using a touchscreen computer. This project is the 3rd grade social studies unit of study covering one section of the North Carolina standard course of study. The project was chosen to develop an enhanced social studies curriculum in a mainstream classroom. Social studies is one subject that's easily adaptable to assistive technology, but often one subject that teachers forget to enhance. Assistive technologies are an important part of the classroom that includes students with special needs. I chose this product because I have experience teaching 3rd graders in mainstream classrooms, and I also chose this product because I've struggled with providing differentiated instruction in social studies. I thought this project could be used to assist teachers in using assistive technologies in the classroom. This 3rd grade social studies unit is on community patterns through geography. The first lesson, Create a Community, Make a Map, is going to use the assistive technologies of BoardMaker and the alternative keyboard. Students are going to make a map with pictures of the community needs, including grocery stores, restaurants, parks, schools, etc. Lesson number 2, Community Landmark Functions. Students will work in groups or in partners to create a chart talking about the physical and human characteristics of a place. Students will be allowed to use a live scribe pen, and the teacher will also be using smartboard notebook softwares. Lesson number 3 is identifying physical features in a diagram. Lesson number 3 works along with lesson number 2 and talks about the physical characteristics or features of a place. They will be using smartboard notebook software to create a presentation talking about different physical features, and students with visual impairments may also be using Microsoft Magnifier. Students will draw pictures or take pictures and place them onto smart notebook software of lakes, hills, rivers, and mountains or other physical features. The last lesson is the culminating lesson, lesson number 4. Lesson number 4 will take 2 to 3 days. It's talking about locations within a school community. Lesson number 4, students will be using an adaptive camera with larger buttons and a software program like PowerPoint to create a presentation. Students will go on a scavenger hunt around the school with parent volunteers or teacher assistants and hunt for school symbols. They'll take pictures using the adaptive digital camera, and then the teacher will upload those pictures and they will place them into a PowerPoint presentation to present for the class on day 3. Lesson number 1, Creating a Community and Making a Map. The assistive technology being the alternative keyboard and alternative scissors. Alternative keyboard will be used on a computer screen just like this one for a touchscreen computer. The touchscreen computer allows students, and the touchscreen keyboard allows students with physical handicaps to have an easier time pressing the buttons on the keyboard. Alternative scissors will be used to cut out pictures and paste them and to assist students with gluing them onto their maps. Lesson 2, Community Landmark Functions. The main part of this lesson is going to be comparing human and physical features or physical characteristics. They're going to be using a live scribe pen such as this one. They're going to create a chart, and they're going to be able to record using the live scribe pen any notes or anything that the teacher says and be able to play that back to themselves when they're trying to create their chart. Here's an example of the smartboard notebook that the teacher can use as an assessment, or they could use it as a culminating activity. We're going to pull up this project. I'm going to go ahead and change it into full screen. Alright, so down here at the bottom we have 8 pictures of physical characteristics or human characteristics. If they're using a touchscreen computer like this one, you can take this and just simply drop it onto the correct side. When the students are finished, they're going to check their work. As you can see, if the student gets it correct, there'll be a check box. If they get it incorrect, there'll be an X like this. You can simply drag it to the correct side and fix your errors. Then reset it for the next student. Lesson number 3, identifying physical features, is going to use the same software, the Smartboard Notebooks program, only this time they're going to make their own program. They're going to add trees, they're going to add pictures of different types of physical features like trees, lakes, rivers, hills, or mountains, and then they're going to put the label underneath them. It's a simple version of Smart Notebook. They'll also be able to use magnifiers, just like I did by blowing up the last lesson into full screen. They'll be able to use magnifiers in order to see better if they're visually impaired. The final lesson, the culminating lesson, identifying physical features, uses an adaptive camera and Microsoft PowerPoint. Here's a picture of an adaptive camera. This is a digital camera. As you can see, it has 2 different size buttons that you can use depending on the needs of your students. Students are going to go around the school taking pictures of things that they think represent symbols of their school. The teacher is then going to upload the material. On the second day, they'll create a PowerPoint presentation presenting their symbols with labels. At the end, on the third day, they're going to present it to the class. This presentation was brought to you by the different pictures and the different websites that go along with them. We have the alternative scissors. We have the art classroom photograph that is part of the project, a virtual alternative keyboard picture, the LiveScribe pen picture. We also have the Switch adaptive digital camera where you can also purchase this for your classroom. The 5 themes of geography is something that was used in the project to define the differences between physical and human characteristics. A school bus photograph and a desk photograph were also used as part of the project, but not in this presentation. And that's the end of the presentation.